So before I go ahead and put together this new kit that I have for this BNLLD M4A1, it's a Gen 8 M4A1, thought I'd show you what the insides look like. Obviously looks very similar to what we've seen with the other Gen 8s. However, this one does have the priming function, which we don't see that all the time. I'd say almost the majority of them on Amazon don't have the priming function, or at least it's about 50-50. Now, one thing I don't really like about this design is it comes with this already inserted, but the barrel's not connected. So your job is to just push the barrel in without even opening this up, which means it's just hard to get a good fit, a good seal in there. So what I advise if you get one of these is go ahead and take this out and make sure you get this in here and seal that up really good. So instead, what I'm going to do, since I have extra ones around, I'm just going to go ahead and use this one, right? Because it's already glued on there, it's sealed on there really good. It actually should make a difference in performance because, as you can see, unless you do something to seal this in here nice and tight, you're not going to get as good of a seal, right? There's going to be some air loss there, which is going to affect your performance. So I would just take this out. There's just two screws here. You can kind of wiggle this out. You might need to loosen these two slightly, but don't worry about that. Just don't take them out all the way, and you shouldn't mess up anything in the gearbox from doing that. And then really seat this in here good and make sure it has a nice seal. So we'll go ahead with that. Now we're going to replace the spring on this one because it's a nice, easy to do mod. So again, there's this piece on the back. It looks a little different than we've seen on some other gearboxes, but just insert a flathead, and that's all you really need to do. Okay, so insert that, turn it, should come out. This is what the standard spring looks like. Okay, and then here is a 1.2 spring, which you can see is not a lot bigger, but it's a little bigger and it's just stronger material. And then put that in perspective, this is an M100 spring, which you can see is quite a bit bigger, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, we'll put the 1.2 in here, all right, and I'm gonna save that for something else that has metal gears, that 110. So that's very easy to go ahead and insert. Again, you're just gonna put this in here, slide it in, take a flathead and just kind of push this in and turn it. And I've shown that on lots of videos before. So that was a quick little rundown of what the inside looks like. Just thought I'd show it to you just because of that one difference. So that's a good way to get a little better performance, at least, is to seal that in there nice. Other thing, there's every once in a while an Australian who's really into gel ball blasters gets upset because I say the wrong terms. If I accidentally say the wrong term or call something that apparently isn't true to a firearms expert, that is simply an accident, or I just came across it labeled as such online and it was mislabeled and I passed that along. None of that ever, of course, is meant to mislead anyone, and if I were to mislead anyone, I'm not sure how that benefits me in any way. So yeah, this is called the inner barrel. This is technically called a handguard. Occasionally I refer to it as an outer barrel or as a barrel because that's just how they've been labeled when I've downloaded them from Thingiverse. Technically, the outer barrel or barrel is another barrel that this is inside of that's about 3/4 inch. And that's what the technical barrel is. However, most of the blasters, until you get to the higher end ones, don't even have that part. They just have the inner barrel and the handguard. So anyway, if I misspeak ever, just know it was simply a mistake and never meant, of course, to mislead anyone, as that does not benefit anyone at all. All right, so check back. I'll get this put back together. I'll put the kit on it, and then I'll show it to you guys, and then we'll test it for performance and just kind of see how it shoots and what kind of FPS we're at. Thanks for the support, comments, questions, always appreciated. Of course, like, subscribe, and share my channel with your friends.